And we're live. Welcome to Love Any Secrets TV. And today we are going to be answering some questions. We had one of our patients and clients who are actively wearing the patches who asked a few things, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to answer not only her, but also anyone else who is asking the same questions. And the first question is, can X39 and X49 be used separately? Absolutely. You can wear them separately, where you could put one on your neck bump, one under your belly button, that one that's at the base of your neck, the top of your spine. That is governing vessel 14, a very powerful acupuncture point. And our 90 clinical independent scientific studies that were done in the United States, Europe, as well as Asia, all used two acupuncture points. And the first one was governing vessel 14 at the base of your neck, at the top of your spine, because that's where your brainstem branches down into your spinal column, signaling your spinal cord, your autonomic nervous system, and then it sends messages throughout your entire body. Second acupuncture point is below your belly button, just 3-finger widths. So yes, you can separate those two instead of both wearing them both on your neck bump or below your belly button. You can separate those two. The acupuncture point that is below your navel is 3-finger widths, again below, and that is conception vessel 6. That deals with all things related to conception, has to do with your digestive system, your endocrine system, and anything having to do with your reproductive system. Very powerful acupuncture point as well. So you don't have to wear them in the same spot. However, I do suggest if you have pain, you want to take all of your patches and you want to circumvent that area with the patches so that you are encircling that area, signaling it with the mother and the daughter cell activation patches so that you get the maximum benefit, the quickest reduction in pain, the fastest reparation. Does that make sense? The next question is there a priority or preference as to which is better? Well, that's a fantastic question, because the mother cell activation patch is X39. That does something entirely different than X49. The biggest distinction between the two is that, first of all, the first one activates 1/3 of your previously dormant stem cells. It activates the GHK copper peptide, which turns on the P63 protein that starts immediately this rapid repair and restoration, right? The difference between the mother and the daughter is that the daughter, in addition, will actually protect you from radiation poisoning, relief from EMFs, 5G, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, because we have LED lights, we've got the blue screens, right? Blue screens from desktops, laptops, iPads, cell phones, notepads, not to mention all the LED lights from your light environment. And this patch is going to protect you from electromagnetic frequencies, 5D Bluetooth radiation, and radiation poisoning that you might be getting from your water. You might be inhaling it through the air. You might be taking it in with your food supply. You might be injecting it. You might be getting it from all sorts of different ways, known and unknown to you. In addition, that daughter cell activation patch increases your cardiovascular system and increases muscle mass and strength. So two entirely different patches, two different purposes. They work in synergy, in concert with each other. The second one, the daughter, increases muscle mass and strength and bone density. The first one does not do that, although they both have regenerative capacities, but they work in synergy with each other. So the question number 3 here is, with the Y-age system, with glutathione, carnosine, and aeon, can they be used separately on different days and different locations on the body? Yes, you can do whatever you want. You can put them on different days. You can skip days. You can not wear them at all. You can wear them all at the same time. But I will tell you that because your body is on 24/7, the 56 trillion cells in your body, as long as you're still breathing and you're alive, they're working 24/7. So anytime you skip a day, anytime you don't wear and don't signal your body with the stem cell activation patches over the next 12 to 18 months, know that that is one day that you can't get back. And that's one day that you could have had repair, that you now no longer have that regeneration and that restoration. So in essence, you're basically one day farther away from your goal of repairing, restoring, and regenerating your entire body. So for myself specifically, when I started on stem cell activation patches, because I was still recovering from a traumatic brain injury, neck injury, back injury, leg injury, and had many neurological symptoms. My time is my most valuable, non-renewable resource. I know that I can't get yesterday back. I can't get last week back. I can't get last year back. And so every day is precious. And so I want to live as well and as healthy and be as restored and as optimized as possible. And so for me, I have never skipped a single day since I started. First day for me on the patches, even though my patient started a month before I did, was in fact June 22nd of 2022. So it's been exactly a little over 2 years since I started on the patches. So that's the answer to that. Yes, you can use any one patch by itself, different places, separately, but I really do recommend wearing them all at once at the same time. The next question is, why below the navel and below the neck on the spine? So the reason is, first of all, those are the default positions for all of the patches. You can always wear them. You can string them together. As I've told you before, you can wear them like this. We call these kissing patches. You can see right here, right now, that I have the circles are not touching each other. They're not overlapping, but just the adhesive overlaps one over each other. And so this is what we call the Fantastic Five. You can put that on your neck bump. You can put them all in a row. Or you can put them all in a circle around the area that you have pain. If you have heart issues, and we don't make any kind of medical claims, but let's say you had something going on with your cardiovascular system or your heart, you have the symptoms of high blood pressure, you have the symptoms of either bradycardia or tachycardia, or maybe you vacillate between sometimes bradycardia, other times tachycardia. Maybe you have arrhythmias where you skip beats, whatever the case might be. You might want to put those all in a circle around your chest. If you have any kind of pulmonary issues, lung issues with difficulty breathing, labored breathing, compromised breathing in any way, shape, or form, for whatever reason, you might want to put all 5 of those in a circle around your chest. All the same, you could put them in a row down the front of your spine just as well. I would put them on the chest because you're trying to clear up your lungs and so forth, as opposed to behind your neck. It will also work on your neck. The patches work anywhere on your body because they are systemic in nature. That means that they work on systems of the body. They don't work on just an organ or on just this type of cell or that type of cell. They're activating, after all, your master, mother, and daughter stem cells and your master antioxidants, glutathione, carnosine, aeon, and so forth. So that is the answer for the why on the navel or the neck. The neck and the navel is because in order to do studies, you have to have certain controls where everything is uniform and the same. People are wearing them the same amount of time. They're wearing the same patches and so forth. So for purposes of the scientific studies, they had a choice. Every subject can choose to either put it on their neck bump, governing vessel 14, or 3 finger widths below their belly button, or they could alternate it. It didn't matter, okay? And everyone who gets started on the patches, I always offer myself and all the people on my team, all our brand partners, all of our doctors, holistic care practitioners, retail customers, I always offer a 15-minute complimentary patch placement call. And however many times you need that over the next 12 to 18 months, that's available to you, okay? The last question is, what stem cell stimulates? So what stem cell stimulates brain function? She's trying to say, what stem cell activation patch? And we're not allowed to say stem cell activation patches anymore. These are a mechanical device that are FDA registered and compliant class 1 medical devices under the general wellness category, and they're manufactured in FDA registered facilities in the US, and in Europe they are manufactured and they are made in ISO 9001 and 13485 medical compliant within the standards of the Irish Medicine Board. And they're classified also as medical devices also in the European Union as well as the UK. So the patch that's going to stimulate your brain function, mental clarity, focus, and brain processing speed is a combination of the X39, the X49, and carnosine, because carnosine has to do with all things related to heart and muscle, and anything related to the heart And your cardiovascular system is already and always connected to brain function, because if you have a pump that's not efficient at getting blood up to the brain, that means that the brain doesn't get the proper amount of oxygenation. The deprivation of oxygenation is going to cause brain fog and neurocognitive issues, which is basically brain function problems. Okay. So the patch that stimulates brain function would be, again, the X39, the X49, Carnosine. I would also say Aeon, because Aeon balances the left and the right brain hemisphere. And also our SP6 patch, which regulates your autonomic nervous system, because your brain, as you know, as you go down and you look at the physiology of the brain then goes down into the brainstem, which is connected to your spinal cord, that goes down your spinal column to signal your autonomic nervous system. And so the SP6 patch has to do not just with digestive function, not just with your endocrine system, but it also has to do with the regulation of your autonomic nervous system. And it also takes care of the frontal lobe of the brain, as opposed to Aeon, which balances the left and the right lobe of the brain. Okay, so I hope those answers your questions. I am going to call it a wrap today. If anybody has any questions, comments, or concerns, I'm always here available to answer that. You can always look in the description. You can either call our hotline number, which is not a manned number, so you got to cut me a little grace here. Give me 24 hours to get back to you. You can reach out to me there. You can also join my Telegram group, which is for people who are inquiring and wanting to learn more about stem cell activation. For those of you who might be interested in learning how to become a stem cell activation specialist, and you would like to perhaps look into perhaps pursuing this as a business, or maybe adding this to your medical practice or your holistic care practice or your med spa, etc., there is that Telegram group that you can join below. And pretty soon we'll be having a training that will be beginning that will include, with your purchase of the patches and the training, it's all inclusive for just $499. But just the patches alone normally retail for $750. You'll get it for $499 plus. You'll also get the training that will be ongoing on a weekly basis. And Dr. Stacy and I will be conducting those. I will also be giving you additional training as well. All right. Thank you, my friends and gems. I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. And as always, ciao for now.